Welcome to Dodgers Dogs. As part of the Dodgers Daily Network, Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. And man, do we have a lot to talk about today. Wow, what a stretch of games. What a stretch of offense the Dodgers have been playing. There's just a whole lot to talk about within the process of the way the Dodgers are getting to these results, the way that things are going, the way the team is shaping up, just the incredible play by this team. And then just kind of the parts that or maybe on the margins that mixing with the people and, the guys that we knew that were the superstars. It's a super fun process to watch, and it's super impressive. It's a Dodgers team that can beat you in a myriad of different ways. We saw earlier in the year to where they weren't scoring as much. They were pitching and playing defense. Of course, now you have a different shortstop, Mookie Betts, the oblique. Now, I'll say this. I've been around people who've had oblique. I've never had an oblique myself. Cody Hosey, I know I had one. Ryan Pepio had one. I was close to around them. And I tell you, obliques I don't trust. So I'm a little bit worried about the Mookie Betts thing whenever they say, hey, it's not as bad as you think it is. I never believe that about obliques. So that's one of the things I think I am concerned about right now with Mookie Betts. But I'll say this. It's exciting for me because I don't need to see Mookie Betts in the regular season. He needs to have a regular season good enough to get him ready for the playoffs. I'm always in that mode. I just can't get out of it. This Dodgers team is too good. I think it's exciting, though, that Ha-Seong Kim got called back up. He got 2 hits last night. He had a hard fly ball to center field. One of them was an infield base hit. And so we got to see 2 plays, no errors. So we get to see Ha-Seong Kim back up at the major league level where he needs to be. I'm going to say it point blank. I've said it all off season. I know there's things maybe you can, and we've mentioned, hey, the swing and miss, this and that, fine. He does not need to be in AAA. Ha-Seong Kim needs to be right where he's at. He needs to be with Shohei Ohtani. He needs to be with Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki. He needs to be in a major league environment. He needs to be in a Los Angeles Dodgers uniform. And whatever adjustments he needs to make, they need to happen at the major league level. And I've said it all off season. I'm not going to back off of that. This guy is too talented. And also the Dodgers have too much margin for error. So again, let's say that you put him out there and he doesn't like Roki Sasaki. The reason why you can have Roki Sasaki in your rotation right now is because you have margin for error. So he gives up 6 runs the other day. You still win the game. So the important part of that is he gave you 5 innings so you're not taxing the bullpen so you can be prepared for the next day and the day after that. It's not so much the amount of runs he's giving up, which obviously that's not good because the Dodgers offense can cover that. It's the fact that he did cover at least 5 innings. So taking that to the offensive side, even if Ha-Seong Kim does still strike out around the 30% mark, which is too high for him, which is about what he did last year, even if he does that as he's working on his adjustments, you have such good players around him that you have the runway to give him that adjustment period at the major league level. So although the oblique, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't trust obliques. Mookie Betts says, hey, this or that. Who knows, man? Those things can linger. That does concern me, but at the same time, super excited that Ha-Seong Kim gets another chance to be with the major leagues again where I think he should be. So let's talk Robo. We'll get into Roki here in a minute. I think I'm going to have a little bit different take than most people on Roki, so we'll get into that. But let's get into Robo first. I've been saying this all offseason as well. And there's Coach Holt, too. He's in his truck. We're going to go ahead and move over and bring – yeah, I got you, Coach. Give me just a second. Let me move you into the screen here, and we will get after it. So – we were. So we'll just stay like this. Okay, sorry about that. We tried to bring Coach Holt in just for a second. Couldn't do it. So let's get back into our Justin Robleski talk. This is why he needs to be a starter. Okay, long relief, 3-4 innings, fine. This guy needs to go through a lineup 2 to 3 different times. There's Coach Holt again. We'll try this one more time. Coach, how you doing, man? I don't think Coach can hear me. Give me 1 second here. Okay, that is my fault right there. Okay, right there. You got me now, Coach. Let's bring Coach Holt. Let's bring Coach Holt in right now. Right now, right there. Okay, Coach Holt's in the house right there. Okay, sorry about that. We had to do all that production live on the screen. Coach, how are you, my man?
I'm good, man. In the pickup. I'm right where I need to be in Glencoe, Oklahoma.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Dodgers are on fire.
Is full of people.
Yeah, Dodgers are on fire. We'll talk about the offense here in a minute. Our boy Justin Robleski, our OSU boy, was getting ready to get into that conversation. I thought he was really good. First of all, let's address this. In the last outing, although he gave up the 3 runs, it was really close. I mean, he was really close to getting out of that bases loaded jam. He didn't. He gave up the 3 runs. So I say that to say he got into trouble in the first inning yesterday. I was very proud of him for getting out of it, because the one thing that you'd have to say in a negative for Justin Robleski is that his lows have snowballed too much. Instead of just giving up 1 or 2 runs, his lows have been like 3 to 5 to 6 runs. So I was proud to see Justin Robleski get out of that first inning, minimizing damage.
Well, same old thing, Case. Leadoff walk. You know, I mean, you get a leadoff walk. He had one ball hit up really hard there, the base hits by the new kid there for Toronto, the new 3-hole hitter they got. Really smoked a base hit to left field, and the RBI hit was a parachute. You know, it wasn't hit hard at all. But like you said, he gave up the 1 run. Left them loaded. That was a good thing. It could have gone from 1 to 3 to 4 real quick, and Robo got out of that. That was a great thing to see. You know, at this point, like you said, he has those moments. The thing about him, I think we saw it in spring training, and you know, it's obvious. It's a Captain Obvious moment here, but you know, his success in the World Series last year, you know, you can just tell. Total difference in his mentality. I think Joe and Joe Davis, Oral Hershiser approached this yesterday, but it goes without saying his success in the World Series has made him that confidence level. Same thing with Will Klein.
Coach, it's no surprise that they're both pitching back in Toronto. The Dodgers don't miss on those type situations.
No, and you got Mickey Rowe closing the damn thing
absolutely.
out. Oh, yeah.
That's all intentional, I promise you. I know you think I have a tinfoil hat on, but I don't. I'm telling you that's intentional.
I love it. I mean,
it's a cocky burger, no doubt about it.
As they say, keep them down. You know, Coach Ward used to always say,
absolutely.
Let sleeping dogs lie, or he'd say, let sleeping Indians lie.
It's a show of domination. Like, hey, sit down, little boy. It's one of those deals, right?
We're not going anywhere. Last time we were here, you know, we won, and I know everybody wants to. Everybody, not Dodger fans, obviously, but other people, you know, got outplayed and still won the World Series. Yeah, you won the World Series on the road.
Doesn't matter.
On the road.
No process matters if you win, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the best team won. You win the last 2 on the road.
Yeah.
You know,
and by the way, the Dodgers wanted to make a statement last night from a management perspective. Hey, here's Robo, here's Klein. It wasn't a fluke for one, but also, hey, you almost beat us last year. We're way better than you now. That was a big statement to make last night. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but last night to me was a statement.
Well, I know Toronto. You know, a lot of their pitching staff's hurt, but you know, the next 2 nights they're putting quality starters out there. I lost my mind of who they. I know, you know, it could turn around. They could win the next 2, whatever. It doesn't change the fact that the Dodgers, you know, are proving out to be what we thought they'd be. You know, after a slow start, you know, now they're leading the major leagues in the last 7 games last week, and just going off the charts offensively after really, you know, winning 3 against the Diamondbacks and not playing well offensively, getting some home runs, that sort of thing. But as far as an offensive output, it was weak all the way up through till they left town. You know, until they got to Washington,
That's right.
You know, got to the nation's capital and started lighting it up.
Coach, they got on the road and they got together and they had no distractions and they became the Dodgers. It's that simple.
And they've been a great road team. Like I said, Case, they won the World Series on the road. The last 2 games against a very good team.
Great point.
A great crowd, a great city. Toronto, I've never been there. I'd love to go sometime. I know it's a great city, great crowd, great, franchise. So, nothing's given to you on that deal. There's no doubt about it. They won it fair and square and made all the right plays. They were just making winning baseball plays in the clutch time. That's how they won it. And last night they just dominated from, just big hits, Pajes may, break Ted Williams' record of me the next 400 hitter the way he's going right now. I know I sent you that last night.
How about my boy rushing?
Oh, our backup catcher hits
one
bombs.
thing that pisses me off about Dave is that a guy like Rushing will get a hit, like a big home run, like Rushing, like Jay saying he got on Sunday. Then he won't play for 3 games. And you're like, well, how in the hell is the guy supposed to – played him back-to-back games, and he got rewarded with 4 hits last night. That's the Dalton. Yep. Hey, come on, Dalton. Let's use this as a springboard forward, right? Yeah,
you'd like to see him get some pinch hits, but it's hard to pinch hit your catcher unless you're putting him in the game because it's your backup catcher. I understand that. But also, the way he's swinging the bat, we knew as a minor leaguer, he's always been a great hitter. It didn't pan out so well for him last year when he came up. But, 3 home runs the last 2 games? And, I know they'll go with Will the next 2 games, with Yamamoto and Ohtani pitching. But that is what it is. But, he needs to have more looks and, get more touches moving forward. And Dave and them are way smarter than I am. They'll figure that part out.
Coach, and to that point with Dalton Rushing, I know they scored 16 runs yesterday. There was no scoreboard pressure. I get it. Even by the time that Will Klein came in the game or Edgardo Henriquez. But trust me, there's scoreboard pressure on these guys every time they play because it's not about the scoreboard for Dalton Rushing. It's not about the scoreboard for Edgardo Henriquez or Justin Robleski or Will Klein. It's about trying to find a role in this team so they could give a crap about what the score is at the time in terms of their performance. They are in compete mode for a spot on the team. So there is no such thing as garbage buckets for guys like Robleski, Klein, Edgardo Henriquez, and Dalton Rushing, even if the score is 16-2.
I totally agree. And for Kim,
yes,
Kim
correct, yes, and Freeland, Freeland,
and had he had a hard out, man, a loud out.
Absolutely,
do some things. I'd like to see him get a bunt down there when he didn't get his bunt down, but that's sort of. I think that is his role. He'll need to be able to do that because of his speed.
He's not as good as the speed things you'd like him to be, like just hitting ground balls. Or I know he got a base hit on the infield base hit, but just putting the ball in play. But he's not as good at those things that you'd like him to be.
He's going to hit the bottom of the order. He's got elite speed. I got ticked off last night. We didn't get a bunt down. I thought, dude, that needs to be your game.
Absolutely.
I know the rest of these guys don't bunt. Hell, they never work on bunting. I get it. I think they said on the broadcast, Dodgers had 13 sacrifices all last year, but then they got in the playoffs. They had a hell of a lot more because why, Case? They're trying to win. I get it. We know the playoffs is a different animal, but that guy with his speed, that should be a part of his game. I totally agree with you. Beat the ball on the ground and run like hell, lay a bunt down, just show bunt. That's the other part of the case. I mean, even on our levels of high school and American Legion managers, if you all had the scouting reports, we didn't have all the stuff they have now, but we knew the guys who could bunt, who could run. A lot of times they just show, what do we do, Case? Our infielders are coming in, third baseman's creeping in. Now your batting average goes up because the infield's in. Now ground balls got a chance to get through. It changes everything, puts pressure on the defense. Everybody in the world knows he can run. I agree with you. Make that a part of your game. Lay a damn bunt down, beat it in the ground once in a while. I mean, again, I know I'm old, Case. I'm way older than you. I think old school baseball. But God, man, when you got those type of talents, please take advantage of it.
And some people need a challenge mentally, like they need the varsity, not the JV, to get the best version of what they can get because their mind wanders. I'm telling you, I've seen Hassan Kim. I saw him last year at AAA Oklahoma City. He was super excited. I saw him this year, okay? I don't want to say he's not locked in with AAA Oklahoma City, but you can tell he's definitely disappointed. And I just don't think you're going to get the best version of him in a AAA setting right now because in his mind, that's not where he should be. Now, is that fair? Is that good? Whatever. I'm just telling you, you're going to get a better version of Hassan Kim at the major league level because you're going to get 100% buy-in from him. I've seen that close up, and nobody will be able to back me off of that.
Well, I totally agree with you. These guys are human beings. I mean, He was ever winning the World Series last year. He had a chance to win the second base job, and theoretically, kind of statistically, may have beat out the guy who got it. So there were some things they wanted him to work on. They sent out. It's human nature, Case. He if he's down there pouting and he's hitting 100, they're never going to bring him back up. So obviously,
I'm not saying he's pouting, but I just don't think he's 1,000% locked in at AAA. You know what I mean?
Who could blame him? And we all know it's been proven, not because we're smart, but because it's been proven. Take Matt Holliday's a good example.
Yeah.
He hit way better in the major leagues than ever hit in the minor leagues.
Well, Coach, it's process versus results. Some people perform better if you put them under the process system. Like, hey, don't get off the results. Worry about the way that you get to the results. Some people function better that way. Other people function better. You say, hey, we need you to go 3 for 4. Go do it, right? They need the pressure of playing to results. I think Hyesung Kim, I don't think he's a process guy. He's a results guy. He's a guy that you say, hey, we need results from you. Go get them for us. And I think that's what motivates him.
I totally agree. He made a very good showing there. And I think you mentioned it, and I tend to agree with you. Keep him in L.A. I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
I haven't looked at the damn roster. I don't even care. But that guy can do so many things for you. You know, hell, if he just pinch runs once in a while, or you just need to get him to get the bunt down. You know, just put pressure on the defense. He comes in, they know they're bunting, beat it in the ground. There's a lot of things that changes defensive outlook when he comes up to the plate. It just does on every level. People aren't stupid. They know if he lays it down, it's a base hit. So, that sort of thing. And he's already proven. The spring training wasn't a horrible case. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I know statistically he hit better than Freeland at that time. And there's some things, a lot of strikeouts.
He's a better player than Alex Freeland. Sorry, I love Alex, but he's a better player. He just is.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I said, for whatever reason that Freeland won the job, that's fine. There's guys way smarter than me making those decisions, but he outplayed him. So you can see several things, as you mentioned. He's down a little bit. He thought he had the job. He doesn't have the job. Not only that, he's not in L.A. He's in Oklahoma City, down in Bricktown, baby. We love it, but it's not La La Land. It's not where you want to be. It's not the big. So hopefully that's kind of the same way, we talked about Matt Holliday, because that's close to our heart. Right. He has a great spring. They send him to Colorado Springs. Larry Walker gets hurt. They bring you back up. Hell, he never left again.
No doubt.
Talking about it. You get those opportunities, like Robo. They mentioned again last night, he didn't pitch for a month before he pitched the World Series.
Dog. He's a dog, Coach. He's a dog.
He's a dog. He's our dog. He's our Oklahoma State dog. He's our Dodger dog. The guy we love, always have, and he's earned those stripes. He's earned his stripes just like Will Klein has, and it's so great to see that sort of thing. And like you said, there's no garbage buckets as you put it on that. Well, now these guys are earning their way. This is Major League freaking baseball. Okay, it's a garbage bucket. That's still Vlad Jr. up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a $500 million player standing for.
Yeah.
It beats. You go up and just lay it in there. Hell no. You got to do your job. You're earning your stripes. As we used to always say, Case, you get evaluated every day. I used to tell my Legion
especially these guys that played yesterday.
Yeah, me and you, even on the high school level, I said, we evaluate you every day. You don't know who's in the other dugout. Yeah. Might have an uncle who's a college coach. You don't know, he might be on the All-State committee. So you get evaluated every day as a baseball player from the high school level on up, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you don't think Dalton Rushing doesn't feel like he's getting evaluated right now, or Alex Freeland, or Edgardo Henriquez, or Will? Hell yeah, they're getting evaluated. And they're not getting evaluated based on what the score is. They're getting evaluated based on how they're executing what the organization has them working on right now. And talk about execution. Justin Wrobleski, 6-pitch mix. He is a starter. He's a starter. Call him whatever you want, long relief. He's a starter. He's a guy that can go through a lineup 3 times easily because he has a 6-pitch mix. Yep. And by the way, his slider yesterday was incredible. It did not get hit. Curveball, 67% he threw his curveball in zone. His curveballs that were in zone got swung at 100% of the time and absolutely did not get hit. Only got hit hard one time. I'm going to say it again. Curveball in zone 67% of the time. Every one of the ones that were in zone were swung at, only hit hard one time. Slider didn't get hit. He threw 30 sliders last night. And here's the thing about Robo. This is why he can go through the lineup 3 different times beyond the 6 pitches. When you look at his 2 most thrown pitches, his fastball and his slider, Coach, his 4-seam and slider, He threw them equal amounts to both right-handers and left-handers, and those two pitches had equal success to both righties and lefties. So he's ambidextrous with his two best pitches. That is a starter right there, and that's why we saw him after the first inning, even after the 3 spot he gave up in his last outing, settle down and get into the game and then dominate from there on. Very impressed with Justin Robleski.
Yeah, there's no just to have a role in the team, lefty, righty bull crap, as a buddy of mine called it. This guy can get everybody out. You just mentioned the numbers right there. That shows you that's why he's a starting pitcher. Whether they use him in long relief, which they're planning on doing, we know that what the Dodgers' plans are. He's kind of their backup starter. That's a hell of a backup to have, and the type of stuff Justin has and the way he's performed. So. Unbelievable, the numbers that you just read off there. Unbelievable against this is Toronto Blue Jays. I know they're scuffling. I don't care. They were in last place last year and end up, one game away from winning it all. So nobody gives a crap. It's early in the year. That's still a very good team with a very good offensive lineup. And, to go out there, I don't care what the damn score is. That they're not quitting playing, neither are you. So for him to have that success, like I said, when he loaded them up in the first, that could have gone to hell in a handbasket, and it didn't. And Justin showed what he's made of, which we already know from our watch him in college, but this isn't college. We already know what he's made of, but for him to do that, but the fact that he can get anybody out in 6 pitch, are you kidding me? So he's him and Will Klein, like I said, I don't like to use the word elite very much, but at times elite stuff, somewhat unhittable by major league hitters, to be real honest with you.
I'm going to use the term elite for Will Klein. Heck yeah, I'm going to use it, and I'm not going to be talked out of it. He sat 97, Coach, and of his 6 sweepers that were in zone, of his 6 sweepers he threw, they were in zone. 3 of his 5 curveballs were in zone, so the stuff is there. When he executes, I'm definitely going to – let me back that up. Okay, 4 of his 6 sweepers were in zone. So you're talking about a guy sitting 97. He throws 6 sweepers, which, by the way, is not a hittable pitch. 4 of them are for a strike. 3 of his 5 curveballs are for a strike. That's on top of sitting 97. Call it what you want. I am not going to apologize for saying that is elite stuff. It was elite execution last night.
No doubt about it. He's proven that. He's been that way ever since 18-inning game. I know like I said, Case, the Dodgers don't win the World Series without Will Klein, without Justin Robleski. We know everybody wants to talk about our big money guys. The hell with that. They don't win it without these guys. Miggy Rowe. I mean, you go down the list. That's how you do that. You don't, 1 or 2 guys. Ohtani don't win crap by himself. He's not. Nobody does. So that shows you what type of deal. But Will Klein is taking another level where a lot of people didn't know who the hell he was until he throws an 18-inning game. Now you're like, this guy's got to be here. I mean, he's unhittable, and I'm glad he's on our team. And what a great credit to him, Robleski, those guys. Then they were called upon in the biggest of stages to perform like they did, and they've carried that on through the winter, into spring training, and now into the regular season, and on the road against a great franchise and a great team in the Blue Jays.
Reason why I say last night was intentional, I think maybe Summer Robo just happened that it was the first game with Toronto, but I promise you the organization wanted Justin Robleski to pitch again against Toronto. They wanted Will Klein to pitch again against Toronto. And we forget about the contributions of Edgardo Henriquez in the World Series last year. Yes. It was big. They wanted Edgardo Henriquez to pitch again against Toronto. And I'm going to say this very clearly, okay? And I know this because I've talked to people in the system. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from the people inside the system. They really felt like the World Series performances last year for Robleski, Klein, and Henriquez, they thought that was going to get them over the hump and take that next leap into whatever they can be. And so they threw them out there in this game as if to show this is the next leap we're talking about. Go out and do it. And they did. So there's processes with inside the winning that's even more exciting than the winning. And that's the biggest part of the process to me is the fact that you saw the springboard for Robleski, Henriquez, and Klein. They backed up what the narrative has been on these guys from the front office in the offseason, and Dalton Rushing is turning into Dalton Rushing. So the process is beyond just the 16 runs, to me, are the most exciting part of what we're seeing right now.
No, there's no doubt about it. And it all goes hand in hand. The winning goes with that. I mean, a good example of that in another vein is Pages.
Yes.
2 years ago, we're thinking, is this guy going to stick? Is he going to be the next James Outman? Up and down, looks great, blah, 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 get him out of here. Last year, he started out well, kind of went in the dumpster, and then makes, one of the biggest plays in World Series history, in the outfield. And this year, he's just, he's hitting 470 or whatever the hell he's hitting right now. That the process with this guy,
Hold on, Coach. He's hitting He's hitting 600 in his last 5 games. OPS 1686.
Yeah,
against Major League pitching.
With the Dodgers scuffling early in the year, he's been hitting since the season started. He's 471. So everybody else was hitting 100, 200 early on. Everybody's worried. The Dodgers can't hit. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Guardians, and meanwhile, Pages is killing it the whole time. You just wonder, assume he's going to stay down the bottom of the order. Boy, it's great to have him down there part of the order.
What do you think about that? I am all about. Hey, man, when something's working, don't change it. Do not change it.
Well, I mean, I don't. You look at the Dodgers lineup. Who do you move out? That's the part about it. In a normal, quote unquote, normal lineup, you're thinking, damn, you got to move that guy. And there may be some there.
Why? I mean, you're winning games, and your offense is scoring runs. Why would you change anything? Why?
That's my whole point. I don't know who the hell you move out. Why would you move him up? Who are you going to take out of the top 6 out of your order? I mean, Teoscar swinging. I mean, the whole right now everybody's hitting, so he's not moving anywhere now. Now, if the Dodgers will continue to hit 200 and look like shit like they did, against the Guardians for a while, then you're going to see him moving up. Go back to 2 years ago, Gavin Lux, who wasn't hitting worth a crap, all of a sudden is hitting 3-0 for us because everybody else was sucking. You know what I mean? So if
that's a great point.
The Dodgers continue to struggle, you would see him moving up.
He's
not moving up now. What a great weapon.
But they're not struggling.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying.
So why change anything?
Where he's at. No, I know. You got Rushing as your backup, and you got Pages hitting down deep in the order. I mean, no, this is the best of both worlds for everybody right here, right now for the Dodgers. We know it's a major league season, even a high school season's up and down case. Everybody has them. You're going to have your up and downs. It's going to happen all year. But usually the cream rises to the top, like the Dodgers have done the last 2 years, and they're going to be right in the mix this year, bar none, with a chance to three-peat, with a true three-peat.
I honestly think
it won't be easy. It's been easy the last 2 years.
I'll say this, though. I'll counter you a little bit. I messaged you this last night on the way back from the farm. By the way, I was leaving the farm when I texted you last night, so I was in a pretty good mood. All right, so I went and umpired at Yale America, and so which means I had to go to the Dairy Hut and get me a butterscotch malt, Coach. So
home is Jim Thorpe, our fan.
I drove by Jim Thorpe's home. Yes, absolutely, I did. Okay, after I umpired. So then I went to Dairy Hut, got me a butterscotch malt and some onion rings. Okay.
Oh man.
Then while I was drinking, do you eat or drink a malt?
I usually try to drink it when I'm driving.
Okay, so I was drinking a malt. Okay, a little bit of both. I had a spoon and a straw. Right. Okay.
Yeah, depends on who made
So here I am. I'm eating onion rings, a Swiss mushroom burger, and a butterscotch malt. Driving to the farm. I get to the farm. I see my son, Tyler. We drive around the golf cart a little bit. He's had a couple little projects. We go look at some of the things we've been doing. I hang out with Tyler for about 2 hours.
Good.
Drive home from the farm. Talk to Coach Holt on the way home. Pretty good night for me, right? Talking about pretty good, Coach. How about last night? Scored 2 in the top of the first inning. The Dodgers scored in 7 different innings. They hung 4 different crooked numbers. Every starter except for Alex Freeland got a base hit last night. The last 7 days, the Dodgers offense leads all the major leagues in runs scored at 46. The next closest in runs scored is Houston with 38. So they have 8 more runs scored in the last 7 days than any other team in the major leagues. They also lead the major leagues in hits in the last 7 days with 65. They lead the major leagues in home runs with 15, RBIs with 45. Batting average at 340, slugging percentage at 628, OPS at 1032, and they're second in on-base percentage in the last 7 days. This is a roster and an offense that can do things that no other offense and roster in baseball can even come close to whenever they're playing well. It's all up to the Dodgers as to whether they play well or not. Their entire fate in every game and every inning, every at-bat, it's up to them.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it, because that's how this team is built. It's the way this team's been built this way. like I said, nothing easy the last 2 years. I mean, they won the World Series last 2 years, but it wasn't easy by any stretch either time. But if you put it down, the lineup, what you just mentioned right there.
Nobody else can do that.
This team is built. Nobody else can do that.
Nobody.
This team is built to.
Dodgers played like they're supposed to. Nobody can beat them. Period. End of discussion.
End of discussion. Like I said, we know we're going to have the ups and downs, but the Dodgers' ups and downs are going to be a hell of a lot different than, say the A's ups and downs.
Well, they started in a down, and they still went 8-2 or whatever.
Well, we swept the Diamondbacks and didn't hit where the crap.
Yeah, right. I mean,
big home runs. But the other part is you pitch well, you play defense. That's another thing. The Blue Jays had a couple errors again last night. They did that in the World Series. There's a whole bunch of this game. The offensive part, the Dodgers are playing. Playing defense or pitching. They're doing everything. Even losing the Guardians. They played pretty well. Just didn't hit well.
And Jose Ramirez is awesome, Coach. Tip your cap to Jose Ramirez. That dude is awesome.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, they are. The Guardians, they're in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
That's a good team.
Great manager. Great manager.
No doubt. Great manager.
Hey, speaking of managers, Vitello's already gotten thrown out.
I saw that.
That act's going to get old, man.
Yeah, I think he was. There's already some rumors about us wearing thin on the players already.
Dang, wouldn't that wear thin on you, man? I mean, 6 months out of the year, you got to deal with that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, this isn't the University of Tennessee, there, big boy. You got full grown men.
Matt Chapman's going to kick his ass before the season's over. I'm just telling you.
He's going to kick the first.
If not physically, mentally, they're going to get into it.
He'll kick Schmidt's at his first base if you don't catch a ball. Then he'll kick Vitello's ass.
Absolutely.
He might as well kick Frank Anderson's and all those guys.
And by the way, I know you're not supposed to call out teammates, but I love that from Chapman. I just love that. I mean, catch the fucking ball, man. Come on.
You can't be missing those balls.
Yeah, but come on, man. We're here to win, right? I mean, sorry.
That's the major leagues. Those balls aren't in the dirt.
I know most people probably didn't like that, but I gained respect for Matt Chapman for that. I love that.
No, I like it too. Catch the effing ball.
Catch the ball, man. Come on.
Those are outs. You just miss them. I mean, they're not in the dirt. I get if it's in the dirt.
Yeah.
They're not all Freddie Freeman digging shit out of the dirt.
I get striking out. I get hitting's hard, but catch the ball. That's not hard.
Yeah, play catch.
That's 100 out of 100 times. A major leaguer catches it. Yeah. So okay.
I like that too.
I thought it was great. I gained respect for him there.
Yeah.
I can't stand Vitello though. It's so fitting he already gotten thrown out. Trying to justify this. Nobody cares about your justification. You're a butthole. That's the only thing that matters about that situation.
And
okay.
Something weak, wasn't it? It was like
who knows? Okay, so
the runner was running on the inside of the line.
Yeah.
It was
and by the way, they were ahead and they're winning the game, as Jay's saying here, and he killed the momentum for his team. He just whatever. Okay, so let's get into. When I don't mean that towards you. I mean that towards Fratello. He's such a.
I got you. I got you.
All right, so let's get into some of the. There's not very many concerns, but Alex Freeland's playing great defense.
Yep.
Not hitting the ball. We've said it all off season. The swing decisions are great. Doesn't matter because he's going to see strikes in front of Ohtani. That's what I've been saying all off season. He's too passive. What do we do with Alex Freeland? Playing great defense. He's doing some things behind the curtains that would tell you that should lead to success, but they haven't, and he's not hitting. What do we do with Alex Freeland?
Well, I mean, it depends on how long a rope you got to have. I mean, the good thing about it for Kim's already is there now. It was a tight race all during spring training, but I agree with you. He's playing great defense, but this is the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It is. Absolutely it is. I see all these guys that don't get an opportunity. That's kind of why I come at this the way I do.
No, I totally agree. This is Los Angeles Dodgers, and they've got great players. They got great players in Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Yes.
Not quite there yet, but they're going to be big league players also. So, I don't think, and let's face it, it's Alex Freeland. It's not Shohei Ohtani. I mean, if he continues to struggle at the plate, Kim's obviously he's going to get an opportunity. And if that doesn't happen, of course you got Edman. Always got Edman coming back. We know that at some point. So, but and the Dodgers, they'll do something at the trade deadline. If it all goes to hell, nobody can play it.
It won't. So it's not going to this year.
They're not going to sit still.
No,
they'll be fine. But I'm like you. You're going to get pitches to hit when you're 9-hole in front of Ohtani.
You got to hit.
You just got to hit the damn thing. Hell, I put Casey Porter at 9-hole. He hit about 360 because he could kill a fastball.
Yeah.
Put Pages at 9-hole. Here we go. We'll take care of that shit. But anyway, no, you don't want to do that. But my point being, you're going to see pitches to hit down there, and you got to have somebody. He's going to have to hit, and it is what it is. We love Alex Freeland, always have, always will. He's a Dodger. He's one of us. He's going to have to hit. Or
for him to help the offense, it's not going to be walking. It's going to be hitting. He's going to have to hit to help us because he's going to get too many hittable pitches in front of Ohtani.
Yeah, they're not going to walk him in front of Ohtani.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of.
That's what I'm saying.
They call center cut. He's
like last night, he got down 3-0, and they came right back and threw 3 strikes in a row. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to get center cut. Get ready,
no doubt.
Boy. They're not hiding the ball from you with Ohtani standing on deck. So
okay,
hopefully he'll figure it out. If not, the Dodgers, again, I love them. I love our on-field staff, our front office staff. We've said this ad nauseum, Case, best in the business.
No doubt. They've proved me wrong I don't know how many different times on different scenarios to where, to be honest with you, probably nobody had seen a guy play more than me, and I was still wrong, and they were still right, Just at Oklahoma City and Tulsa and Great Lakes and back at that time, Rancho, Ontario. Now, let's get into it. An interesting conversation. Roki Sasaki, coach. Okay, 6 runs in 5 innings. First of all, about Roki, the Dodgers can score. Their overall record is going to be fine, even if they lose every game that Sasaki pitches. Their overall record's still going to be better than anybody else in Major League Baseball if they do what they're supposed to. So they have the runway to lose his games. As weird as that sounds. So to me, it's less about the amount of runs he gave up and more about the 5 innings he still gave the club, because the one way that he really could do lasting damage to this club, the one loss isn't lasting damage, although they came back and even won that game because their offense is good. The loss isn't the lasting damage. The lasting damage is if you only go 1 or 2 innings. Now you screwed up yet tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, messing up the ball. He did not do that. So, number 1, the 5 innings, that's the biggest takeaway for me the other night, other than the 6 runs. And I'll get into why here in a second. Give your thoughts.
Oh, you know how I am on this. You've heard me say it several times. I've heard you say it. You just said it again. If you don't give us length,
yes.
Now the bullpen gets started and it snowballs, Case. I mean, it affects tomorrow's staff. We've all talked about that. Everybody knows it affects us a week from now.
Yes.
So you've got to get length out of that guy.
Yes.
This is just an old ball coach from, as I call myself, the old hillbilly ball coach from Oklahoma.
From Randolette.
From Randolette, Oklahoma.
By the way, congratulations to Rex, who is your brother, who is inducted to the Oklahoma State Baseball Hall of Fame, which means now he's both in the Oklahoma State Baseball Hall of Fame and Wrestling Hall of Fame. Cool ceremony Saturday.
Yeah, it was great. And you go in with another one of our Guthrie guys, Freddie Mulder, one of my favorite people, former Dodger farmhand back in the 60s. Freddie Mulder, great person, great athlete. Tyler Lyons, major league pitcher. Went along there, and Dave Holliday, which a lot of our Dodger dogs know, he's been a professional scout. Matt Holliday's uncle, Josh Holliday's uncle, went in. There's a hell of a class. My brother, very proud of him. He's a great broadcaster. I know, he's a Dodger lover just like us. So I was very proud of him, very exciting, and very good to see him. Very good to see you there too, Case. It was a great night. So that's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
That type of stuff there. But, Sasaki, as the old hillbilly ball coach from Randolette, Oklahoma, body language, that's the big thing now. People use the word body language. Case, when I coached you, I probably used a cuss word instead of saying body language.
Nah.
But the word body language comes to my mind, and look at it, just looking at the guy. Hell, I'm thousands of miles away, and I'm not a major league pitching coach or major league manager by any stretch.
Body language, though, Coach.
Hit me right. The body language just didn't.
It's not confident.
It's not confident. He don't look confident. He don't.
You can see confidence. I don't need to be a major leaguer to see when somebody's carrying themselves with confidence.
Yeah, you can see a guy go out there and walk 10 guys in a row, but if he's pissed off, you can feel confident. He just can't land his damn pitches.
Yeah, hope is not a plan, Coach. If you're hoping to do something, that's not a plan.
Exactly. That's my biggest take in looking. I haven't sat there and watched him in bullpen. All of my guys watching on TV and looking at him and remembering, you kind of saw some of this last season from him. He doesn't have the confidence. I'll call it body language. Like I said, that's a nice word for body language. He just doesn't look confident in what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He's not,
Agreed.
He doesn't feel confident. He just has that look of a guy who's not confident. And I may be totally wrong. I don't know the guy. I know he's a great young man.
No, you're not.
Obviously, but he just has that look. And
Coach, the organization has said that they lack confidence. You're not wrong.
Yeah. That's my biggest concern right there. Is lack of confidence.
You can't do anything in this game without confidence.
Well, look at all of them. Hell, Kershaw's throwing 82 miles an hour last year, but he's confident what the hell he's doing, and he's still trying to get people out. You know what I'm saying? That you can all the big leaguers have it. You know, some people, he's cocky. Well, hell, all the great
ones. They're all arrogant, Coach. It's just they're different. Some guys handle it better than others.
Yeah, me and you're arrogant as coaches.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna win every damn game.
But some guys come off like they act arrogant. Other guys don't act arrogant. But we all have that. Hey, give me the ball too. You know, I mean, if you don't, then you don't belong in sports.
No, you're not a competitive athlete if you don't. Like Mike Ditka said years ago, stress, what the hell is that? He said, if you don't have stress in your life, you're not trying to do anything.
Yeah,
That's the best answer I've ever heard after he had his heart attack. Everybody's asking him about it. Well, you know, you're going to cut down stress. That's part of life. You know, how do you handle it? We know baseball, you know, everybody knows the Dawgs are intelligent. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. You know, baseball is how you handle failure. Hell, everybody can handle when they're patting you on the back and when things are going well. Everybody handles success. Hell, it's easy. How do you handle failure is why those guys are having either achieve or don't achieve on the major league level, same way in high school case. You know, like I said, everybody knows that already. So, but confidence has to be there from the beginning, whether you're hitting, pitching, whether you're Dave Roberts over there doing a lineup card and making moves and really believing in them, even when they blow up in your damn face. Like Gary Ward told me 50 years ago, it blows up in your face. You look like a dumbass sometimes you don't, but you have confidence and have that belief in it. It's what he told me then. Have confidence in what you're doing and do it, and worry about, fix it later if you have to. But no matter who it is, they all have that confidence. He doesn't show that just watching him pitch. Not
to me.
He doesn't have that confidence. I love the guy. He has great stuff. He's got potential. You know,
I'm transactional. I just want the best guy out there.
Absolutely.
It's the major league club. I mean, I want the best guy out there.
Yeah, you know, we got Snell back over there. We got some guys that are coming off injury. We know we got some help coming. But the hell with that. You know, we're thinking about pitch one today. You know, we're not thinking about the last pitch yesterday. We're thinking about pitch number one today. Then we'll worry about pitch number two. So you don't have to worry about sit back and think about what's coming. The Dodgers don't think that way. Nobody in baseball thinks that way. If you do, you're probably losing. But they think about the next pitch and what the hell we got to do to win this one.
This is probably a pretty rough take, and it might piss some people off, and so be it. It's the way that I feel. And we have a question here. Hey, you know, Doc talks about the merit system. You have to earn it. Has Roki Sasaki earned what he's getting right now? No, he has not. He absolutely has not. Roki Sasaki is on a different plan than every other, as far as the meritocracy system. Nobody's going to be able to convince me that he has earned what he's getting right now. Fine. I've covered why I think that is the case, and I've also covered why I'm okay with it. There are times to where you do actually have to have a double standard in sports. There are just absolutely times. You've been the coach there. We don't like it, but there's been times where we've gone, you know what? We just all got to eat this. This is the situation. This is what we all have to do. This is what we're going to do. We all have to deal with it and move on. So I'm okay with the fact that it's not a meritocracy for him. I've addressed my reasons why I think it's that way, and I actually kind of agree with almost most of them. So let's rip that Band-Aid off for number one. Okay, but for number two, in a weird way, do you think going 5 innings instead of getting taken out like in the first inning like he did in spring training, even though he gave up the 6 runs, in a weird way, could that build confidence in him knowing that even in the worst case scenario, I can still make it 5 innings?
I think you can't. It's like everything else, Case. You got to build. You got to start somewhere. You got to build.
That's my point.
Take out the first inning.
My job's to eat innings, not necessarily be great. So at least I did that. Could that build confidence?
Getting taken out in the first sucks ass. You go 5.
There's nothing good about that. He at least contributed something this last time out.
Because Robo's got to come in and go 6 if you do that. In the real scenario.
Or Klein has to go 5,
So now you've burned him. So, everything goes to hell when you have to take it out in the first inning, no matter if it's Roki or whoever it is. But, no, I totally agree. Yes, to answer your question, if we get 5 out of him, even if he gives up 5 or 6 runs, first of all, the Dodgers offense is good enough, if they're still in the game at that point, to make a run at it. Second of all, you don't screw up pitching staff for the next week.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so Sasaki was having said all that, I wanted to address that. I don't think he's on the meritocracy system. I don't think he's earned what he's getting right now. I think there's a little bit of, hey, we signed him, we owe him this, we made some I've gone through all that, okay? Having said that, I will say he is way closer than I think most people think. If you go behind the hood and you peel back the onion a little bit, he is way closer. So one real thing, we talk about this all the time, Coach, that leads to success is throwing strike one. He did a tremendous job of throwing strike one the other day. And the thing that he can't do is that he's not landing a splitter. And when he did land a splitter, he gave up a home run there. But I will say that he's throwing more strikes with his fastball. He's incorporating a third pitch, which would be that slider. He is throwing strike one. So I think if there's certain parts of what he did the other day, that if he just continues to do it, I think he's going to get a little bit more chase with his splitter. He's going to get a little better feel with that. I think there are some things where you could actually look at and go, okay, well, we can build off of that. And here in maybe, the old saying in baseball, talk to me in June. By June, we have a pretty good pitcher. I do think there were some building blocks to what Sasaki did. I was not completely discouraged.
No, same here. No, I'm not ready to send him back to Oklahoma City or back to Japan. Hell, not that damn crazy. No, he's not that far away. He's not there.
He's really not, Coach. This outing, the last outing was not.
No, he's not. He's not even close to being where we really need him to be. But he ain't that damn far away. When you get right, like you said, the best pitch in baseball, strike one. It's always been that way. It's always going to be that way. All you got to do is look at the batting averages when it's 0-1 and start adding that crap up on, what the hitters are hitting if they get down 0-1. So that's obviously the best pitch in baseball. So the fact he's landing some of those, yes, he's not that far away. And like you said, you look at his stuff. I mean, sometimes he throws a pitch, you're like, good Lord, that's unhittable. If it's a strike, if it's in the zone or it's going to get chased, whatever's going to happen with it. So, no, the good thing about him, he can be, for now, the work in progress because the Dodgers can soak that up. Like I said, if he's a number one starter at Minnesota, hell, they're going to be booing the shit out of him and try to get him out there. But he can kind of, same way like with Alex Freeland, hit 9-0 for you, not hitting. But, yeah, you can kind of absorb that because you got Shohei coming up. But because the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They're the best team in baseball. So that's why you can absorb that. But, yeah, he's not that far away. We could, if he gets his legs under him, have whatever term you want to use, or the game gets slower. Everybody's got a way to talk about it, or all of a sudden he sees things differently, better. If he starts kicking in, if he starts catching on, the light goes on, all the same cliches. Case, the Dodgers have something special.
Hey, Coach, you got a minute to talk about a couple of our prospects?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is going to be clunky because I'm on a different setup. So let me get this done here. And let me actually throw this on top of Coach. Give me just a sec. I did not prepare any of this beforehand, so let me get this on where Coach Holt can actually see it first of all, and we'll get it to our down the farm. I'm sorry this is so clunky here, but let me scene program default. Let's do that right there. Okay, so now you're probably going to see this here in just a second, Coach. Let me throw this up here, and let me get the videos. And right there. Okay. So this is James Tibbs III. Coach, can you hear me?
I still got you.
Okay. So this is James Tibbs III. James Tibbs III was the player of the week, obviously. Coach, he has already hit James Tibbs III. He had a 3-home run game the other day. He already has a 2-home run game. He has 3, 4, 5. He has 7 home runs already this year. And on the season so far, he is hitting a whopping 474, 535 on base percentage. His OPS is 1719. This is one of the two that they traded last year for Dustin May. This guy right here, James Tibbs III, is absolutely on fire. And what I like, Coach, is look at that swing. That's the one I was the most impressed with. That's why I wanted to show it. Watch how he uses his hands here, Coach. He's actually a little bit late on this last home run that I just showed. Watch this right. See how he's a little bit late? He lets this ball get pretty deep. Look at his hands. Look how powerful those hands are, Coach. This is an impressive young hitter, James Tibbs III.
Beautiful swing. There's nothing more pretty. As we always said, a lefty with those swings, and most of them have, be honest, a lot of lefties have great swings. That's a good swing, but it's a powerful looking swing. Like I said, point of contact. Like I said, when he makes contact with the ball, it's big time. The guy's been, he had a great spring training too, and he's still doing it. He's one of those, like I said a while ago with the Dodgers, what they're dealing with. You got great players in Oklahoma City. They're not that far away, and the same way in Tulsa. This guy's one of them. He's wearing it out in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I want to get out of the game. I don't know if you've been down there yet. I'm ready to get down there.
I have.
And to Tulsa and see some ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Tulsa had some big crowds over the weekend. Let me throw up another guy up here just for a second. This is Ryan Fitzgerald. He has had a really great start for AAA Oklahoma City. The James Outman lookalike. He's played a really good third base. I don't know where he'd fit in, but a left-handed stick there. That quad A depth. But Ryan Fitzgerald, here's 4 hits of him right here. He's one of those guys, Cole Urban, they have a million of these quad A guys with major league experience on a minor league contract. That's that up, down, and release guy. You bring him up, then you DFA him. Keep an eye on Ryan Fitzgerald. This guy's a really good athlete. He's off to a really good start with his stick. He's left-handed, and then he plays third base. I think he could probably be pretty versatile. Keep an eye on Ryan Fitzgerald, though. A very compact swing here, good athlete. I like what I see from him.
Yeah, those guys, like I said, beautiful swing. I mean, you shot this. I think you shot this video in Oklahoma City, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You.
Yep.
Yeah. He's another one. Like I said, the Dodgers. I mean, I saw Hope's at Tulsa, right? Zaires at Tulsa. Isn't that
yes,
correct?
he is. Hope and DePaula and Kenny George. Yeah.
Oh God, so I can't wait to get over to see those guys at Tulsa. But no, this guy, same thing. Like I said, another left-handed hitter. Oh, hits top of the cage. Get out of there. The hell out of there. You popped up.
Yeah, if you pop up in the cage, you got to get out. Yeah, absolutely.
Got to get out. Next guy. But anyway, yeah.
Hey, Coach, your audio is kind of cut out on me. It's not. I don't know if you're in a different position or where you're at.
I couldn't hear you, so I tried to change it up a little bit. Maybe I'll just shut it.
Yeah, if you could go back to the way it was before, it's pretty ugly. The audio is pretty ugly right now, but it no big deal. It's bad right there. Yeah. Hey, let me go to the next guy I want to talk about. This is Christian Zazueta. This is the young guy, the young man that they traded for Caleb Ferguson a couple of years ago when he was an A-ball, and they have kept working with him. He's always had an execution focus. I mean, he just doesn't walk people. He locates the ball very well. See how he locates that ball low in the zone? That sinker, Coach, that sinker that you just saw, that last pitch, okay, it's low in the zone. Let me back that up and let you watch this sinker. This sinker low to the zone, I think this is the one right here. No, let me back it up again. Let's that one. That's a change up there. His change up is plus. But a sinker to the bottom of the zone, Coach, 97 to 98. This has always been a guy that's been 94. Look at that ride and run up and in. So he's throwing the ball down and away. He's hopping the ball back over the zone. He's throwing both a four seam and a sinker. His changeup is a plus pitch. The ride and run fastball, 97 to 98. So when you mix the execution focus that he's always had with a bump and velo of 3 or 4, look at that slider right there. That's just dirty. With the execution focus he's always had, now he's throwing 97, 98. He still has the plus changeup. He still has the plus slider. Christian Zazueta is a rock star waiting to happen. This guy is awesome. Put him in the front of your Rolodex. What a way to get 2026 started, hitting 97 and 98. And by the way, the temperature was below freezing Sunday in middle of Michigan. Look at that changeup.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? You see these young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're freezing trying to hit some of that. Great stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
Guys are up in the zone. He runs in on the right-hander. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he's long, Coach.
It's amazing what the Dodgers farm clubs and what you're seeing and coming out of there. And this guy just get command. Look at that. I mean, that's major league stuff.
Well,
already.
He's always been known as a guy that the strength has been command. So match that stuff with the command he's always had. That's amazing. Yep. I mean, this guy's on helium, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's great to see right there. And you never know. We've seen that it wasn't so much, but 2 years ago, lost all our starters. Last year, a bullpen got decimated.
Yeah.
You never know. Some of these guys get on the fast track, and that looks like one that, I'm not saying he'll be in L.A. this year, but he ain't too damn far away.
No, he's going to be there. This guy's really climbing. Another guy exciting to see, got drafted late. He was the second pick for the Dodgers last summer out of Arkansas. We saw way too much of Charles Davelin when he was with the Razorbacks. He beat the pulp out of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State went and played them in a fall scrimmage, 2 games at Arkansas. He beat OSU to a pulp. This is a Canadian, Coach, and I say that, so listen very carefully. Canadians, first of all, I've never known a Canadian baseball player that wasn't just a fighter, the kind of that hockey, scrappy, tough dude. So that's number one, super competitive, super scrappy, super tough. He's not very big. He's compact, but he's not very tall. So he has those shorter levers. To me, I like the shorter levers because I think there's shorter distances to go to baseball. So I think you can be a little bit more compact. He kind of has that Bill Madlock look to me. And so another thing about Canadians, look how direct that path is to the ball. They take a very direct path to the ball. They turn the barrel to the ball. They don't lift to it. So I think Charles Davlin is a guy that could hit some home runs, but I think he's going to be a line drive guy. And talking to Kevin, to Crafty, the one, the scout that scouted him, he said he might have the best hit tool of any college player they've drafted in quite some time. Charles Davlin, I promise you, this guy can hit. And he had a huge day with a grand slam and a couple of home runs on Sunday.
Talking about those short arms, I get a kick out of that. Those short arm guys. Dave Burrell's a great manager of Cali, Kansas, who took a couple national titles. Always talked about those short arm guys. He said, "Little chubby kid always can hit."
You can't get him out, man.
I noticed that with the Dodgers early on when. The first series when Will Smith hit the home run, I think Kershaw was talking about how they always made fun of him for having short arms, but there's something to that, getting that compact swing to the zone. I never noticed Will Smith had short arms. That was something Kershaw talked about that the club always gave him a hard time about, but that was an advantage for him getting his hands to the ball. Same way with this guy.
Yeah, 100%. This guy can flat hit, and he's man, he is such a good dude. He's a bunny. He's an Energizer bunny, full of energy. So just, hey, he's not anywhere as close to the major leagues. I'm not trying to tell you that. But he's a lot of fun to watch. Charles Davlin, I promise you this guy can really, really hit. Here's another guy. We're kind of flipping back and forth, and that's okay. Have not had a chance to see Brendan Tunick. This is a guy that was a pitcher position player coming out, got drafted out of high school, out of Illinois a couple years ago, decided to go the hitting route. He hit the first home run at ONT Field there in Ontario. What a beautiful stadium that is in Ontario, California. That's the first home run. That one there isn't, but he hit the first home run at ONT Field. Brendan Tunick getting his first affiliated action, and he is absolutely killing the baseball. He obviously has a good arm because he is a left-handed pitcher, but that's a pretty good flat stroke. See how he can just kind of get flat with it and get a two-strike approach and hit the ball the other way? But then in hitters counts, he can have pull side power. So for a young guy, I think Brendan Tunick, see how he has the pull side power in a good hitters count there. He can do a little bit of everything. Very impressed with the first chances I've had a chance to get my eyes on the game action of Brendan Tunick.
It's not too the way you describe it, a little bit of a Freddie Freeman deal.
That's a good kind. I mean, obviously, you're not saying he's going to be Freddie Freeman, but a good setup comparison.
Yeah, pitch him away. He can handle the bat. This kid handles a bat, especially for a youngster. Handles a bat, the stuff that's not in full side. Wherever the ball's pitched, seems like he swings it pretty like that right there. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Another guy that got his first outing out of the way, and a guy that Coach Ronaldo Yin, okay? Ronaldo Yin, this is a guy that's hit 105. I've said it many different times. He has it in his back pocket. If he wanted to back up to 96, 97, I think he'd be a good strike thrower. He has not thrown enough strikes because the organization wants him to tap out and see just how fast and how hard he can throw consistently. The best mix between that and throwing strikes, he's still in that process. You forget Ronaldo Yin is still in his young 20s. He's still very young. This guy still has a lot of time to figure things out. But when you can throw that cutter/slider and sit 100 miles an hour and hit 100, you never give up on an arm like that. And although Ronaldo Yin did walk a guy the other day on 4 pitches, that's not good. That's the process. Can he quit walking as many guys as he has? Man, when you can throw that hard, you never give up on a guy, and you never know when that light bulb's going to go off. But that's electric stuff from Ronaldo Yin there that you're watching. That's about 101 right there you just saw.
Oh, my God. God-given, Case. We know anybody throws that hard, it's God-given. And, it's kind of like a 6'10" guy in basketball. There's a God-given there. We're going to try to fine-tune you to make you a basketball player. Same way with this guy. He's already over 100. Just got to work at his craft. He'll have great coaches around him all the way up and down the organization. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Everybody sees him going, this is our guy. We just got to fine tune him, work on him, get him some reps, get him touches, and have great coaches, which the Dodgers have up and down the farm system. a thing of beauty that looking at this, like I said,
Yeah.
look where he's at, and he's already 100 miles an hour. So get you some of that.
Okay, we got a couple more guys. You got about 5 more minutes, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go about 5 more minutes and we'll get out of here. I want to show you Wyatt Crowell. This is a young man out of Florida State. Him and Cam Leiter. Cam Leiter got to throw the other day. This guy has a plus slider. He had a really good outing for Tulsa the other day. Him and Luke, see that slider there? Him and Luke Fox are both very, very good lefties. Both came up. You know, they've moved Kendall George, Josue DePaula, and Zaire Hope together up to different levels. They've moved Wyatt Crowell and Luke Fox, 2 lefties out of the ACC. One from Duke, which is Luke Fox, and then Wyatt Crowell out of Florida State up at the same time. But Wyatt Crowell and Luke Fox, these are 2 lefties. I'm going to mention them a lot this summer. Get to know Wyatt Crowell. Get to know Luke Fox. Look at that slider, Coach. When you have a plus pitch like that and you can throw about 93, you're pretty darn good. So what do you think about what you're seeing from here, Wyatt Crowell here?
You know, I mean, just the way – look at his release, nice and easy. I mean, he falls a little bit off third base side, but just nice and easy. Arm angle. He's got all the tools. I love what it's the same way, Case. I was never a lefty, but I coach. I loved having those left-handed pitchers, left-handed hitters. Didn't have very many on our level like they do in the professional level now. But you know, just nice and easy. We always used to say, don't even have to be good lefties that'll beat you. And this guy's got all the tools to be very good.
Yeah, okay. One last guy we're going to cover here, Patrick Copen, big, long levers. I do like the long levers when you're talking about pitchers. This is a guy, Patrick Copen, that can hit 100. He's probably going to sit anywhere from 94 to 96. He got off to a really good start in his first outing for AA Tulsa. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. His third pitch of the night, Coach, first outing of the year, third pitch of the night for Patrick Copen was 98. He threw it to the top of the zone, and when he threw it to the top of the zone, it was absolutely all she wrote. The hitters, those AA hitters had absolutely no chance on that. He had a good slider that turned left. His curveball, you saw, just fell off the table. The second hitter in the video, if you go to my social media, he struck out his second hitter, was ridiculous. So the mixing, the tremendous, that one there, he actually throws a better curveball than that. But Patrick Copen, a big 6'7" guy, he lost his sight in his right eye. I really like what I'm seeing from him. Big year for him at AA, so he can kind of back up. There's that high fastball. He had some helium last year. He got on everybody's radar, especially after losing his eyesight in his right eye. So to kind of, back it up, that sophomore season, if you will. This is kind of his sophomore season in terms of having recognition. I think this is a big year for Patrick Copen, and he's off to a good start with his first outing.
Yeah, I can't wait to get over to Tulsa and see him. I need to check the lineups, try to pick out a night he's throwing and get over there and watch him. Of course, I got several guys over I want to see, but it's a short trip for us. But good Lord, that body, like I said, you're talking about leverage. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Coach,
he's got all that. He's got the body, but he stays within himself pretty good. He's not awkward at all. Handles himself well.
Yeah. Can you move your camera up a little bit? Can you make yourself a little taller there? We're going to get it back here, and we're going to get final thoughts. Do you have the ability to do that? Make yourself just a touch taller there? All I got is the top of your head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we're back, and we're going to get final.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, there you go.
I know we're live, so I didn't say. I can barely hear you, so that's why I moved you close. Sorry.
Awesome. Final thoughts, Coach.
It's just, Case, first of all, it's great to be back with you. It's been,
no
been
doubt.
a while.
No doubt. This is fun.
Busy schedules, both of us, and it's great to be back with you. And always love talking about our Dodgers. Good thing we're on a good run right now. I mean, it's a good time to be a Dodger. It's always a great day to be a Dodger. Today's no difference. It's a great day to be a Dodger, and looking forward to the rest of this Toronto series. And the Dodgers every day is something. I mean, we know it's the best team in baseball, no doubt about it. Even when they're struggling, we still know it's the best team in baseball. They'll have an opportunity to prove it in October or whatever. But the day-to-day of watching this organization, this team, and I love watching the broadcast with Joe and those guys and Oral and listening to Rick Mundy and those guys. It's just awesome to do, and I love it all the time. But it's always better to be on here with you, talk Dodger baseball with our Dodger dogs, and can't wait till the next time we get on here. And love your family, Case, and go Dodgers.
Love you, Coach. Thanks for joining, man.
Gotcha.
All right, you wonderful Dodgers dogs. Hey, thank you so much for joining. The support on this channel is just absolutely humbling, so thank you so much. And as always, never forget, it's a great day to be a Dodger.